Well, hello there. Breakfast with the broker every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. We've had a lot of elections, and we've had a lot of health professionals, and we've had all these other different real estate personalities and people that are giving real estate agent value, and our brokers and consumers value. But today is kind of a to my heart. It's a Children's Miracle Network, and if you don't know about Children's Miracle Network, CMN, Remax has partnered with them for many, many, many years, and it really is to help kids that are either terminally ill or really, really sick, and in hospitals around the country. So we are very, very excited to talk to one of our CMN reps. So without further ado, I will just do a quick little intro. And now it's Sarah Gauldin from CMN Children's Miracle Network.
Awesome. Hey, David. Great to talk
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. Your mic's a little muffled. If you maybe come a little closer.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Awesome.
Awesome. Gotta
Thanks,
love
Sarah.
technology.
No, it's all good. Listen, I was speaking to Amy Somerville the other day, and my technology was bad, and and I was all buffering and stopping. So it certainly happens, and when we rely on these kind of Zoom or StreamYard or those kind of things, it's good. So, tell us a little bit about Children's Miracle Network for those that are maybe don't for the viewers that don't either know the charity or they heard it but don't understand what CMN does.
Awesome. Absolutely. So Children's Miracle Network is actually an international organization, and it's made up of 170 children's hospitals throughout the United States and into Canada. And so the great thing about Children's Miracle Network is these are all nonprofit hospitals. So they're all hospitals that are serving children in your local communities. So Florida has 7 Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and they see everything from kids that are terminally ill to things just as simple as an emergency room visit for a broken arm because a kid fell off their trampoline. And they're actually treating about 62 children every single minute. So they're very widespread within your local community.
That's awesome. And what are the Florida? You have 7 of them. I don't know if you know them by heart, but which ones are they? Like even in our local South Florida area.
Yeah, so in our local South Florida area, we don't have a ton of nonprofit hospitals because simply there's not a lot of nonprofit hospitals in general. And because kids aren't major donors, you're not going to see a lot of nonprofits serve children. But we do have Nicholas down in Miami. And then your local Children's Miracle Network hospital is actually in Gainesville, and it's affiliated with the University of Florida. And that is UF Health Shands Children's Hospital, because we see children from every single county in the state that end up transferring up there because it is our premier children's hospital in the state. We have seen children from all over the country and even from different countries. We also have Arnold Palmer, which is in Orlando, and then John Hopkins in Tampa, just to name a couple of the other hospitals.
Awesome. And what, for those that don't, we've talked about, kind of what CMN does, and they rely obviously on donations and raising funds to support a lot of these hospitals. What is CMN actually, doing with the funds? What are they helping with? What is there anything specifically that they target?
Yeah, and so that's a great question. So 100% of the funds that you raise go directly back to the Children's Hospital. And so they're split into about 3 ways specifically at our hospital. And so 50% of those funds are going to research. We're firm believers in if you can cure something, you don't have to spend the money to treat it. And so we've been at the forefront of a lot of breakthroughs and making children's lives better that way. And then another about 40% goes to equipment. So all the different pieces of equipment that you'd see in the hospital, things that would help with heart and lung transplants, things just like vein eliminators to help a child get a shot easier. A lot of different equipment is funded from CMN. And then 10% of it actually goes to special services. And so we know when a kid goes to the hospital, it's not the most fun place to be. So that funds things like our Child Life program and our arts and medicine program, and just things that help kids cope with their time at the hospital in as much of a fun way as possible.
How have you, CMN, been adapting? Because obviously, through COVID, there's obviously safety precautions, but in many cases, you're not even allowed to, maybe do the visits that you would normally do, or bring in, donors to touring the hospitals and certain things that you might have been able to do prior to COVID. And now, how has it changed, and what have you been doing to kind of combat some of this?
Yeah, so right now we're seeing that kids need our help more than ever. They can't wait for the curve to flatten. They can't wait for a cure, for a vaccine. They're still sick and they're still in the hospital just as much as ever. It has been challenging because obviously we've had to limit our visitors since they are pediatric patients. Their parents are allowed to come and visit, but not all of the visitors that you would normally have. So that can be kind of hard on our kids. Obviously, we're taking safety precautions because these are some of the most vulnerable patients. Mask, 6 feet distance, all of that is very, very critical. And I think one of the things that's been a little disappointing for us is we love to take our corporate partners, some of our students that fundraise for the hospital, and take them on tours all the time. We have a full-time tour guide. Obviously, we can't do that right now. So in the works, we have a virtual tour that we're going to be filming next week. So hopefully we'll be able to share that with more people on a wide scale and get them virtually in the hospital this year.
Awesome. And what's your job description? What are you tasked with?
It changes every day. But I am, title-wise, I'm technically the Senior Development Associate. And so my territory is 5 counties. So I live in Boca Raton. I love Boca Raton. I oversee from Palm Beach all the way up to Indian River and then over to Okeechobee. And so my job is split between our wonderful corporate partners that support us, like RE/MAX, being one of our oldest supporters, actually. You guys have been supporting us since 1992. We also have some corporate
Awesome.
partnerships with Walmart, Publix, a lot of big names that you guys have probably very familiar with. And then I spend another part of my time doing events. So one of the biggest events that I work with down here is with Florida Atlantic University. And they do a large event called Althon. It's their dance marathon event where they stand and raise funds for the hospital.
That's awesome. Speaking of events, you must have read my mind, because it was a good segue into it's so difficult to do live events now. We're kind of adapting and weaving and bopping and all that kind of stuff, right? So as we're adapting, I think Rebecca got this idea from you guys, but we're doing an ice cream social with a kind of old style vintage ice cream truck that's going to hand out a socially distanced packaged ice cream to raise some funds for CMN, and that's going to be August 27th from 3 to 5.
Yes, I have been working with Rebecca on that, and I am actually very excited because, like I said, you guys are in my backyard, so I am planning to pay a socially distanced visit.
Awesome. And for those viewers that are out there, what we fail to realize a lot of times is, when stuff like COVID hits, it hits businesses and industries like the restaurant business, like the hotel business, like the small business owners, but it also hits the charities and the not-for-profit fundraising opportunities and things of that nature really, really hard. And it would be great if if the local people out there that are watching would come on by, and if they're not comfortable in coming on by, we will do curbside. But if you're not comfortable, come on by. If you can donate, just a little bit. We don't Breakfast with the Broker. We don't really ask for much other than we give you value. But CMN is really dear to our heart. These kids are hurting. And CMN does such a great job in making them happy and putting a smile on their face. And I've been to, I think, 15 or 16 R4 conventions, and one of my highlights always is meeting the Children Miracle Network, Miracle Kid, who speaks and is amazing. I mean, it's just a really, really great charity, and I think you guys do a fabulous job. And I hope that most of you can come out. And if you can't come out or you're not local, please definitely donate even a little bit, whether it's $5, $10, $20, whatever it is. It does certainly help. And the great thing is as Sarah said, 100% goes back. So, this is not a, let's pay everything and take and take and take. This is only about giving. So we certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. We certainly appreciate your support, even in these crazy and unprecedented times, because we know it'd be really easy to be focused on, your line of business first and foremost, but it really means a lot to us that you're going out of your way to support our children.
Well, and listen, when we make these memories, they show up in our news feed, a year to 5 years from now, and we're going to look back and we're going to say, remember 2020? Some may not want to remember it, but my guess is it's going to change us for its entirety. I don't think that 2020 is just going to be in our rearview mirror. I think that we are going to learn from this and adapt as most of us do. And we hope that CMN continues to do the great things that they do. It's been phenomenal. We have lots of agents that donate, every single transaction a certain amount, and make them a miracle home. We're a miracle office. Those kind of things that really, really, really go a long way. So, Sarah, what else can we do as far as viewers and people that are out there?
Yeah, so I think the important thing is to help us continue to not only raise funds, but to spread awareness. So like I said, 62 children enter a Children's Miracle Network hospital every single minute. So there's a good chance that you either know somebody, you have a child that's been in a Children's Miracle Network hospital, or you yourself as a child were raised up in one. And since these are your local community hospitals, they are nonprofit hospitals. The government doesn't do a lot of funding when it comes to pediatric hospitals. So more than ever, it's really important to help us bring awareness to our cause. And if you're able to donate, the more the merrier. We definitely appreciate it.
Yep, do it for the kids. So it's really, really a charity to our heart, and we certainly appreciate it. So Ice Cream Social is going to be on the 27th from 3 to 5. We really, really, really hope that everyone will come out and support this cause. We will be streaming it online as well. We will be wearing masks. We will be socially distanced. We will be doing prepackaged ice creams and those kind of things. So we were going to limit the amount of contact and be very, very safety conscious according to the CDC safety guidelines. So we hope that you'll come out and support CMN. And if you can't come on the 27th, please, 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 please donate a little bit. We really, really would appreciate it. So would Sarah.
Thank you guys so much for your support.
Oh, you're very welcome, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on, explaining a little bit what CMN does and what they're about. So, some people don't, know. They see the big charity or the balloon, like Remax's balloon, but they see the balloon or the logo, and they see, oh, Children's Miracle Network, but they didn't understand until maybe now. So we certainly appreciate shedding light on that, and thank you very much for all you do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. So Breakfast with the Broker every Tuesday morning. We did our foodie review last week. We won't have that for a couple more weeks, but we have an exciting guest next week you won't want to miss. And we really hope and appreciate everything that you guys did and viewership and all the things that you see Breakfast with the Broker, and hopefully we're bringing you value and such. And we have a very, very awesome guest next week you'll not want to miss. So take care, guys. Thank you so much. Bye. Thanks, Sarah.
Bye. Thank you.